So the one question I get asked every time I talk to someone about my blog is, why do you blog? Why start blogging? How do you find time to blog? How do you find time to read all those books? When I thought about it, there was only really one simple answer to that question. It's for the books. Duh. Okay, everyone, let's be real. I didn't start blogging for the books. I didn't even know that an advanced reader's copy was an advanced reader's copy. I had no idea what an ARC was, or an ARC, whatever you want to call it. I had no idea. The reason why I started blogging, it started because, when my husband and I got married, and we moved in, and, I read a lot. And my husband was fixing a light. And, I went and stood by the ladder after finishing a book, and I was just talking to him about it, right? And, my husband, he loves and adores me, but there's only so much of my yapping that he can take. So when he was up on the ladder fixing the light, he releases like this big sigh, like, and I stopped talking and I'm like, what? What's wrong? And he's like, Savannah, I really don't want to hear you talk about this. And I'm like, what? Why don't you want to hear me talk about what happened to the book? And he's like, babe, I'm not interested. He's like, can I just finish fixing this? And I was like, fine. So I left like absolutely upset and crushed that he didn't even want to, listen to what I had to say. A few minutes later, my husband finds me on the couch and he sits down next to me. He's like, look, baby, I know you love to read. He's like, but why don't you try, connecting with others who read? And I was like, who, John? Like, who am I supposed to talk to you about this? And he's like, I don't know, babe. Start blogging. And I'm like, blogging? Like, it didn't even occur to me. And actually, I didn't even know what blogging was, I knew of LiveJournal, but I thought that was just like a journal so people can like write about their lives. But I had no idea that it was considered, like an actual, blog. And my husband's like, yeah, he's like, create a blog and talk about what books you read there. And, you can write what you thought about the books and what books you're reading now. And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. Yes, I could totally do that. So I began researching. And I started I looked up book blogging, and boom, all these, like blogs popped up, and I saw some of the blogs I saw were, I'm not going to judge on anybody's designs, but some I saw were like simple, and then I saw blogs that were like really built up and had like this beautiful design, and all I can think of is, I want a blog like that. Like, that's what I want to do, right? So I researched some more, and I went on Goodreads, and I found some other people that I was friends of also had blogs. So I asked around, how much does it start to start a blog? What do I have to, review or whatever? I had quite a bit of my own books that I had been collecting over the years. So I just started reviewing what books I had in my TBR pile, in my own library. And then, of course, I didn't even receive my first ARC till I think I was about 8 months into blogging, and that's because they had contacted me and asked if I wanted an advanced reader's copy of a book, and I didn't even know you could get that. Honestly, I didn't. When everyone said enter to an ARC, I was like, what the hell is an ARC? Like, I had no idea. I thought, oh, okay, maybe it's just like a sample. I honestly thought an ARC was just like a free sample of the book. Like a small sample, not like the actual whole book, you know what I mean? But just like a little section. I had no idea that when they had asked me to review a book that it would be, like the whole book. And that's when I started to realize, wow, there's really more to this book blogging community than what I thought. And there was so much more that I had to learn. I made quite a few mistakes when I started blogging, mistakes in my reviews, mistakes in giveaways, mistakes in, in shipping costs, because I thought, oh, I could ship this book, no problem. It's not going to cost me anything. wrong. I really found out, I learned a lot, and I met a lot of wonderful other ladies and guys out there that blogged, and they gave me such great advice and what to do. And now that I've been blogging for 2 years, I can say I pretty much have, it on track. I know what to do now. And so yeah, that's why I started blogging, and my husband loves that I blog because he knows I don't have to yap in his ear talking about book after book after book. Only recently my husband's asked, about the book. Sometimes he'd be like, what are you reading now? I'm like, oh, I'm reading this, and he'll become interested. But I think he's happy that I found my happiness here without him having to, how can I say, listen to my reading, He likes it, so that's why I started blogging. Just because I wanted to talk about books, because I needed an outlet, I needed that source to go to so I can talk about my books without having to, burn my husband's ears off with everything I had to say. So, okay, my son is coming already, so that means I gotta finish. But thank you guys for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!